tried to take advantage of the Saints late in the second quarter and staged quite a comeback, but were unable to do so. The Saints ended up beating the Panthers 31-26. And I mean, if you were going into halftime, you're looking at a 21-9 lead by the Saints. And just knowing what Breeze is capable of with that offense, you're like, this is in the bag. But then the Panthers come back with a 14-point fourth quarter and are on the precipice of upsetting the Saints. Didn't happen, though. So it was an impressive game. What do you think was the factor there as far as the Saints holding off the Panthers late in the game?
I think the New Orleans Saints did a good job of scoring points and not allowing
building the lead.
That
Right.
definitely gave them good halftime momentum. But during the end of the game, there was a Drew Brees interception.
Okay.
And it was like probably one of the most dumbest decisions for the Carolina Panthers. Like, you would never think getting an interception is dumb, especially if you play defense. But
okay.
This one, it was
Tell me more.
This one is kind of dumb. So it was like Drew Brees just threw like a prayer.
Okay.
And it was intercepted. In that situation, you want to drop the football and make sure it doesn't catch it so you can get better field position.
Okay.
And obviously they were backed up more yards.
Oh, gotcha.
And obviously,
put them deep in their own territory.
In their own territory, and force the Carolina offense to make big plays with not a lot of time. And it kept moving the ball downfield. So that was probably the reason why a lot of people weren't happy with that interception, especially Carolina Panthers fans.
What should they have done in that situation? Just bat it down?
Bat it down. Yeah, just bat it down, or if you're trying to catch it, just knock it out of bounds.
Gotcha.
Swat the ball away, like a volleyball type of play.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, those guys are conditioned to catch that ball. You're Absolutely. Going for the interception above all else.
You
want
in
that situation.
Yeah, and obviously as a defensive player, a lot of people will look at you should be excited about getting an interception.
Right.
Interception is good.
It's a good stat on
your stat sheet. But in some situations that it's better to some stances it might be better for a receiver to drop the football. It might be better for a running back to not score a touchdown.
Right.
Or it's not might be better for defensive player not to get sacked, get an interception, get a fumble, tackle, whatever.
Right.
It is, yeah. So in those situations, you got to think, what's going on in that situation, how you can, win the game. And obviously that was a crucial play and a risky play. That's something that you don't want to do. And Cam Newton has lost to the Saints 3 times this year.
Wow.
Yeah. And, obviously they were not.
They got his number, huh?
They got his number. And I knew eventually, with Cam Newton, he leads second in interceptions, only behind the Browns quarterback, Deshaun Kaiser. Deshaun Kaiser has 22. He had 17 for the season. So I knew
22 interceptions.
22. Kaiser. He had more interceptions than touchdowns. Cam Newton threw 17 interceptions this year. So obviously, when I'm telling you, a lot of these quarterbacks who throw interceptions, ones who throw the ball a lot, and doesn't have the greatest offensive line, has a lot of pressure on them. And man, they were finally able to do it, and it was definitely a rough one for Cam Newton. So especially how good they played at the end of the game, but they just with that halftime momentum, I felt like at that point, there's no way they're going to be able to win that game at that point.
Speaking of intercepting the ball and you should have batted the ball down, going to our last game that we're going to cover